Am I the asshole for allowing my daughter to have a relationship with her maternal grandparents, breaking the promise I made to my late wife? My wife Jill got pregnant with Emma while still in college, and she and the father decided initially to keep Emma. But when Jill was around 5 months, she came home one day to find him, his parents, her parents, and another couple waiting for her, to tell her that the bio father was backing out and Emma was being adopted out to the other couple. Jill's and bio father's parents had already fixed everything with a lawyer, and just needed Jill to sign the paperwork. Jill refused, and to make a long story short, Jill's parents resorted to some really despicable methods to force her to adopt out Emma up to a year after her birth, when Jill finally had the money to basically disappear. This led Jill's sister, one of her brothers, and the rest of her family to permanently cut contact with her parents. To give you an idea of how awful it was, I met Jill when Emma was 3, and when we got married I officially adopted Emma. She is my daughter just as my younger daughter is, who was born 2 years after Jill and I got married. At that point, Jill's parents did a complete 180, tracked us down with a pie, and begged Jill for her forgiveness. They said they had thought they were acting in the best interest of her future, but had taken a deeply wrong path to do so and would regret their actions to their graves. Jill was having none of it and told them to fudge off and die. Their insistence that Jill forgive them and resume contact escalated to the point where she was granted a restraining order against them. Jill passed over the summer, and her parents again reached out to me begging forgiveness. I blocked all contact, until Jill's other brother secretly set up a Zoom call with Emma so they could all meet. I was and am livid about this. But Emma has become obsessed with being close to her grandparents, desperate to meet in person when it's safe. She's 11 now and previously had only known that we didn't speak to them because they were mean to Jill, as we didn't think Emma was old enough for the full story until she was a teenager. Although frankly they are in very ill health now and will almost certainly be dead by then. Jill's sister found out that I was allowing contact, and is absolutely irate with me. Jill swore that she would never allow contact, saying repeatedly, "If anything ever happens to me, don't let them worm their way in with the girls," which at the time I agreed to. I feel terrible going against Jill, but I don't know if at her age, Emma's autonomy should be superseded by her late mother's wishes and I should cut things off until she turns 18. I am refusing any contact with our younger daughter. For the record, Jill's siblings say their parents were fantastic until Jill's pregnancy, and her brother who's still in contact says they are phenomenal grandparents to his kids. I'm worried that if they die before Emma is old enough to make an informed decision, she will resent her late mother for keeping her away from them even after her death. Am I the asshole? And now for some comments. You are the asshole. These people tried to force your late wife to give up her child, harassed her to the point that she had to completely cut them out and leave, contacted her again despite her clear wishes not to see them, harassed her again until she needed a restraining order, and then forced their way into contacting your daughter after your wife passed. And you are letting those people into your daughter's life? Fuck that. Cut contact with the grandparents and the brother that allowed this. If I was your wife I'd be disgusted that you are allowing this. Take down their contact information, and give it to your daughter when she is old enough to have an adult conversation about what happened, and how to deal with people that don't respect boundaries. You are the asshole. They sound like toxic horrible people and you need to protect Emma from them. She's a child and has no idea of the damage they caused her mother and could cause herself if she does something they don't agree with. And not to forget how hard they fought for Emma to be given away. Screw them. You are the SSS hole. Sounds like they're still manipulating and crossing boundaries with the brother setting up the Skype call. I'd keep your daughter away from them until she's old enough to really understand what happened. You are the asshole. They can petition for grandparents' right if you let any more communication happen. That means that they could be given partial custody to them. Imagine a divorce and they're the other party. Do not do this. Things were awful enough that the courts granted a restraining order, those are not given lightly. Stop it now.